I love the quote at the beginning of this that is, if these creatures did not exist, they would almost be too incredible to believe. It's so true. I mean, butterflies in particular are just so fascinating, and it is almost hard to imagine like their whole metamorphosis, the fact that they just kind of melt into goo and then somehow it's just I can't wrap my brain around it. And yeah, this just really shows the beauty of it, but also like that close up, the details and the variation and the patterns and the beauty of these insects. And to me, I was just like, nature is so much smarter than us. Nature is so inherently beautiful and it's able to create these complex, intricate, beautiful designs. And I really like how this showcased it. It did such a great job. And yeah, just like a beautiful ode to the beauty and awe and power of nature and what it can create.
I think that this was a very pretty sort of animation to look at, or imagery rather. There was very beautiful imagery and great use of color throughout um, as it continued, and it gave just such a deep appreciation for nature and just how um, the world and animals sort of work as they are.
I thought this piece had some pretty incredible imagery. It grabs your attention right away and keeps it. Um, I wasn't entirely sure what it was that I was looking at. I didn't know if it was microphotography or if it was VFX, but nonetheless, it was very aesthetically rich. I thought the music also complemented the visuals very well. Yeah, this whole piece feels like it is essentially still images, a series of still images, yet it still manages to evoke a tone and a vibe. It was sort of impressionistic in that way, I guess.
Loved all of the morphing between the different moths and the butterflies and how quickly they did it. I thought that the cinematography of that and what they were doing with all of the insects, that was amazing. It was so much fun to watch that. It was also really clever when they started doing the split screen, and it was horizontal split screen, and they would do it again and again and then double it to where it was all of these different macro of, like leaves, and I don't know what else they were, but that macro lens that they were using to get that detail in the organisms that they were showing were just absolutely stunning.
Just unusual and different and just beautiful. Love the macro shots, close-ups, that we're seeing here, and the way the morphing between the undulating images and the motion we're seeing, and the use of the split screen. All of it was very clever and very beautiful way to present this biopixels idea to us. And it was like the whole thing was like a beautiful tapestry, very well presented to us. And also loved the music. The music is just beautiful. The composers and the performers, the producers of the music did a great job, and it all paced along perfectly with the animation. So
How inventive to get that close to butterfly wings. It's something I definitely didn't expect at the beginning. I knew we were looking at wings or feathers or even scales. I was assuming of snakes and birds. So for the filmmakers to go in and use animation to show up close on butterflies and their wings and their bodies was something that was informative without words, because it's something I've never thought to look for. It was something that they had to do careful research on to animate it correctly, to figure out what the wings of a butterfly and what their bodies look like up close in biopixels. It's definitely not something most people would think to do, but this film is essentially like looking under the lens of a microscope without having to do so.
Definitely see what that quote meant just from looking at that metamorphosis. Certain creatures were like, if you looked at that and you didn't know that was a butterfly, it's a very like alien appearance, which is fascinating. Just looking at it in depth like that.